It's Christmas time, so Merry Christmas. For you, I have created a Deadbolt level, which is Christmas themed, aka I put Christmas in the name and I put snow in the level, and I created a time-lapse for you to enjoy of me making it, and I put a voiceover of me explaining what I did when I made it. This took me like over 4 hours, so if you enjoy watching, please like and subscribe, means a lot. Please enjoy. So I started out by seeing how far the map boundary is, which the only way to do it is to extend the window and pour the tab over, which is a little weird, but just because you can't move around on the screen, you can only move the objects that are on the screen. The only way to see how big the map is by extending the length of the screen and pulling the whole thing over. So after that, I start by making a basic floor, just some street, and I put a little raised bed at the edge so that if a player walks all the way left, they won't fall off the edge and have to restart. Just making boundaries. And then I start by building a sort of car garage, because this is, I was thinking, making a city level where player would have to go through a couple of different buildings to complete the mission. Now for the garage I have to get cars which I want, because there's a certain limited amount, but it's completely random what state of the car you get and which type of car it is. So you have to spam them until you get the right car RNG, or as I like to call it, CarNG. After that I put a couple of zombies up top with a light, make it look like maybe they're working on the orange car top right of the garage. After that I put some grunts in, have one of them pace back and forth, and I put an engineer, make it feel a bit more alive, and I put an electric generator. It's not super useful, but it adds a bit of detail, and player can use it if they want. It'll get the attention of enemies in the stage. And then I start building the first building, excluding the car garage, and I put a little rooftop on top, just add a bit more. Then I build the stairs up, and I can't build them all in a straight line because stairs glitch out if you do that. Game won't let you, so you have to put them on slightly different sides, except for the pairing stairs, which are each ones that are lined up directly on top of each other. And I start putting enemies on the rooftop, add a bit of furniture, a couple of drink quarters, some snow. Because this is a winter/Christmas based level, so I've got snow placed all over, although only on the top layer of either buildings or the street. Then I've envisioned this as being like an apartment building, so I started building the first apartment, separated the rooms, put locked doors. Then I realized you couldn't really have a restroom in each one, so I made a basement one, because within reason it should go somewhere. So I put stairs for that, and I started filling in the rooms, put windows in, and then I went to putting in warehouse windows, and I switched the which way they were facing, because there's 3 segments per window, and to make them not all look cardboard cutouts, I had to switch each part around to how I liked. Then I started building the second room and the third room. Third room I envisioned would be the vampire on the roof's room. So I put stuff that thematically fit. Then I added enemies to the second room. Then I made a kitchen, communal kitchen at the bottom. because you want to have each faculty so that it doesn't just look completely barren. And it allows you to put stuff like a knife holder and a microwave. Stuff that's not extremely useful, but the knives gives you full-ranged projectiles, because you have to put enough weapons. Then I start setting up the ventilation system, or a basic outline. I'll end up changing it later, because I put too many, and because of the way vents work, it felt way too choppy going around, and you want it to flow well, so I had to move a couple of them. Then I started extending the street, and I think now I start building the second building, which I envisioned I'd put a bar at the bottom because it should go somewhere. So I made a little basement for this building, just starting at. And I wanted the last building was more greenish colored. This one's gonna be a bit warmer, a bit fancier. So I made it all different shades of red, put a couple of different fronts on it, make it pop out. And I started making the bar, have a bartender, and I added, for this one I put a background door, which is just for decoration on top of the stairs, because it fits perfectly, and it's red, which fits with the color, and it makes it feel a bit nicer. And I put a sign to show that the bar's in there. I envisioned the first floor, well, whole building really, to be some sort of kitchen. So I put the booth, chairs there, some tables, and I started building the very top layer, which I thought would be like the back room, which is why I locked it up. Put a shardy zombie there, and I made the kitchen on the second floor, which I gave it the sliding doors, because the kitchen, it's more in and out. You have people running in and out with food. Then I added the vampires down in the in the diner. Started making balconies, because it fit well, I thought. Add a bit of furniture there, make it look nice. Put a grunt to kind of watch if anyone's coming in, because top floor is supposed to feel a little shadier. Also put a hammer skeleton in hiding to defend the shardy zombie. Then I added a bit of music pieces all over. Then I worked on the ventilation, which, like I said earlier, I didn't like how it flowed real crappy, so I changed it later. Because you want it to really only have every room that you should reasonably need ventilation in, and then like a tiny bit extra in case the player does something or wants to do something interesting with it. I then made docks, because I figured I don't really want to continue on a bunch of more buildings, it's already pretty big. So I built a docks there, and because there's no water block in the game, I flipped streets upside down to make it look like water, because it's the exact same color. And I added some snow on the docks and a boat, flipped the boat around, put a dock light, put street lights along. I then went back, added speakers to the garage so that the music plays properly. Then figured I wanted to make an arcade machine, but put it at the bottom, so I did some arcade RNG by placing it over and over till I got the one I wanted. Then just went around, changed the name, added some just mission, tips to explain the basics of the mission without making it look real crappy. Then saved. Added tags. And yeah, just adjusted some stuff. I think I played it the first time here, so I went back to adjust the ventilation, which I didn't like. And the walls, the lights weren't working well because I placed it as one wallpaper background, which means both of the hallway room and the room are gonna light up when you flick one of the two switches, which isn't what I wanted, doesn't look good, doesn't work well. So I went and cleaned everything up, placed individual wallpaper. I play tested it a couple of times more, went back, adjusted it some more. I changed the mission type mode to assassination, and I put targets on 4 guys which I thought were placed to not be completely out of the way and to make sense and to not be super difficult. And yeah, that's what I did. Now I would play through it and show you what I did. Right, and I named the mission Christmas Stocks because I thought it fit. I'm releasing this in Christmas if you're watching in the future, and I wanted to make it somewhat holiday themed, which is a bit difficult. Add the text, I've arrived at the docks, shows that area, need to eliminate my 4 targets, shows one of the targets just to give kind of the general idea of what the mission is, and then goes back to his car, tells you to escape once you're done. So I've got the engineer here. The grenade launcher is a bit useful, although I put one in one of the rooms, because there are a lot of enemies, and I don't want it to be too difficult for the player. Because several buildings, you gotta put people for it to work well and to not feel completely abandoned. Now I'm gonna screw with the dog here. Lock it outside, because dogs can't open doors. Oh, one of the targets is in the diner. Oh, it's corpse, that's a waste of a knife. And this guy was also hiding in the hallway. I tried to throw the knife to kill him and shoot, but that didn't work out. I didn't need to kill the engineer. Oh yeah, I also placed him here, should have just used that. But yeah. Oh. Ooh. Okay. Overused the sledgehammer. Shouldn't have. Oh, you can actually sneak past sleeping guys by not moving a ton, which depends on if the situation calls for it. But I just showed you there. Or you have to move kinda like that, or not just hold down the run button, but walk. Oh, took him out. Put a Tommy gun here just in case, because there are a bunch of guys up here. Ooh. Light switches near the door, wanted to lock the dog out again. There we go. It would be nice to kill him without alerting those guys. I'll grab a knife to do a silent takeout. They heard that? Huh. They are on the same level, but that just seemed a little weird. That was unideal. Should have thought that the light of that room was gonna bring attention. But the main vampires didn't hear it, so we're good. Takes care of those two, and the skeletons will only go to the noise of the grenade launcher, so they won't bother us. Cool. Yep, that guy's hiding there. We'll just use excessive forcing. I'll grab the grunt's grenade launcher. Okay. The dog ruined that. Not grunt, engineer's grenade launcher. Said grunt earlier by mistake. Now, it's interesting, the dog barking, it didn't like show up as alerted. I don't know if it's because it automatically like tried to attack me or something, but it's just a little interesting. That was unideal. Missing. Dog backed too quick. Thinking, since I got rid of the zombies on the left, I can take care of the skeleton with a hammer throw without alerting anyone. Then go up with grenade launcher, take out the vampires, and move on down. But yeah. It was a little tricky to actually light up this area. But there wasn't a super good way to do it, because putting any sort of normal ceiling light doesn't light it up. Because ceiling lights work weird, they only light up war backgrounds when they're placed on like the top of it. So I had to use a bunch of floor lamps which operate a little differently. Now dogs don't actually get alerted when you turn the light off. I don't know why. Screwed that one up. Cool. There's this guy outside as I drop down. Okay. Didn't think the door opening would alert him. That's a new one. Cool. Mission completed. Well, it might be a little too easy. I think it's... I'm not trying to make a super hard level or anything, so it's fine. But yeah, that's it.
Oh, jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way.